The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Do you have that, kid? Do you have that loaded up? Joe Arpaio? Do you have that ready to go? If those of you who have been following the mystery of who is Barack Obama, go to the website 710knus.com, and this, ladies and gentlemen, with full value.
President Obama's birth certificate as released by the White House in April of 2011 on the official White House website, as we suspect it is a fraudulent document.
I've been puzzled at the degree to which this thing just kept on going.
This continuing investigation has uncovered new information that deepens our concern that the birth certificate document is a forgery.
After an official law enforcement investigation spanning over 2 years, the crimes of the greatest fraud in the history of the world are about to be revealed.
These are facts that we are talking about. It's an official investigation.
In 2007, MSNBC's Chris Matthews reported Obama was born in Indonesia and has an Islamic background. Then, along with the rest of the media, Matthews began mocking those seeking the truth about Obama's life narrative as birthers, including Sheriff Arpaio and his investigation.
The cold case posse has worked hard, long hours, even though they were stonewalled at every turn by officials in Hawaii and U.S. government agencies.
Governor Abercrombie is inconsistent in his statements that he couldn't find him out of miraculously here.
The original investigation into the authenticity of Barack Obama's birth certificate has now expanded to include a second criminal investigation with resources from the Maricopa County's Sheriff's Office. Where's Obama's Birth Certificate has compiled a sheriff's kit and distributed one to every member of Congress. You can get yours at where'sobama's-birth-certificate.com.
When you come to the Congress of the United States, there are 435 of us. We're nothing more than a slice of America. And people come with, regardless of party labels, they come with all kinds of beliefs and ideas. It's the melting pot of America. It's not up to me to tell them what to think.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic? I do.
And I just found out today that the Speaker of the House is the one that told them that no one is going to entertain this at this point in time.
This is good stuff.
Congress is lying to the American people and refuse to uphold their oath to the Constitution. We the people, the sovereign authority of these United States, are watching the foundations of our republic be dismantled right before our eyes.
And it goes
from
on.
the trampling
Now,
of our God.
We'll get back into open lines. I wanted you, and I hope you go and see that. It's up on our website. We have a couple of things up there, 710knus.com. Now, they actually show Chris Matthews. Remember Chris Matthews, Let's Play Hardball? When he saw Barack Obama, he felt the tingle go down his leg, talking about Barack Obama being born in Kenya. Oh, my. When did that change? Chris Matthews, Let's Play Hardball, the darling of the progressive television, the darling of progressive television anchors. Barack Obama was born in Kenya. You can see that on that video, and it goes on and on and on and on. And that's only round one. So that's up, 710knus.com. I hope you watch it. Now, but get full value of this, because this is called The Back Door. Our phone number, 303-696-1971. I urge you to look at that video. It's put out by Joe Arpaio, and it's powerful stuff. And when they get to that part with Chris Matthews saying, born in Kenya, and now, of course, he calls anybody who, and I don't believe that Barack Obama was born in Kenya, but anybody who says anything off the official party line is the worst human being that ever walked the earth, way beyond a racist. I don't know what these people are now called, but here's this picture of Chris Matthews talking about born in Kenya. And that was the one, remember when his publisher presented that? And we know damn well that's what he told his publisher that he did. He said, you write your own autobiography for your publisher. A lot of ground to cover this morning, and we're waiting for one of our true favorites, Sarah Carter from The Blaze. But I do want to run a couple of things for you. And they're on our website, 710knus.com. When it comes to who is Barack Obama, one of the names that always is in the forefront is Sheriff Joe Arpaio. Big fan of Sheriff Joe's. We've met him a couple of times, physically met him. He's been on the radio show a number of times. And he is showing the first parts of his report. And this all came down the other day. And we put it up. Now, why it's important to see it, first of all, it's just important. But take a look at Chris, I felt a tingle go down my leg, Matthews, when Chris is talking about it. And you have to see it telling people he meaning Obama, was born in Kenya. Now, I'm sure even though all of this evidence is here, Chris Matthews would now say, you want to believe me or you want to believe your lying eyes? Because if you remember, we've talked about this, that his initial publisher always said, and we have all the printed cards and all the dust jackets on books, that Barack Obama self-proclaimed born in Kenya. And it made all the sense in the world to the politically correct. But as you know, like so many other things surrounding this man's life, it's flat crapola. So I want you to hear this first, and it's up. Please view it, 710knus.com. You can have it, send it on. There's nothing there that we own, but there's everything there that we think you should have. 710knus.com. Son, if you would, give him the first part of this.
President Obama's birth certificate as released by the White House in April of 2011 on the official White House website. As we suspect, it is a fraudulent document.
I've been puzzled at the degree to which this thing just kept on going.
This continuing investigation has uncovered new information that deepens our concern that the birth certificate document is a forgery.
After an official law enforcement investigation spanning over 2 years, the crimes of the greatest fraud in the history of the world are about to be revealed.
These are facts that we are talking about. It's an official investigation.
In 2007, MSNBC's Chris Matthews reported Obama was born in Indonesia and has an Islamic background.
There it is.
Then, along with the rest of the media, Matthews began mocking those seeking the truth about Obama's life narrative as birthers, including Sheriff Arpaio and his investigation.
The cold case posse has worked hard, long hours, even though they were stonewalled at every turn by officials in Hawaii and U.S. government agency.
Governor Abercrombie is inconsistent in his statements. If he couldn't find him, how did it work?
You can take it on from there. I said Kenya, Indonesia. Apologize. I've seen it but 4 times and still came up with Kenya. There's Chris Matthews, who has now attacked everyone as a birther, telling people he was born in Indonesia, and it goes in great depth. And it's certainly worth you watching. You can have it and send it. And by the way, this is only the first drop. The meat of this is yet to come. Let's get a call. Let's get a call in here. Hey, Andy, you're on the radio show. Thank you, and good morning.
Morning. Last night I was driving home from work, and Kelly and company were teasing today's show. Apparently they have a 4-star general that's got some information or has made some accusations that could get him in big trouble with Obama. And it made me think about a few years ago there was a doctor that went to prison because he would stand up and not recognize Obama. I think go back to...
Yes, he's a physician. He's a doctor.
Yeah, do you remember what happened with him?
Yes, I do. He's practicing medicine in northern Colorado. We hear from him all the time.
Okay.
He did his time, though. He went to Leavenworth.
Yeah. I guess sometimes when I think about stuff like that, this journey that we've been on with this person, meaning Obama, it's almost overwhelming. It's almost like you feel like you're drowning. That when so much evidence that is just blatantly ignored, it's beyond me.
Well, I would urge you. I was given this on Friday. This is the first of the Joe Arpaio video releases. We put it up, and what's fascinating in watching Chris Matthews talk about Obama being born in Indonesia, which of course was his. That was what he told his publisher. You know, and everyone knows that you tell your publisher your life story. And remember when, I keep saying this, but remember Chris Matthews felt a tinkle down his leg or something when he saw Barack Obama?
Yeah.
And now after he says, born in Kenya, I'll play it for you, now he attacks anybody who would say these things as a birther racist. It's overwhelming. I literally, and I'm not, showing off, I can't go anywhere anymore when I meet somebody when people don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, I can't even imagine you going out and people recognizing you and just wanting to just have somebody to talk to over lunch or for 20 minutes.
No. But how? Yeah. But you can't. You can no longer. They can no longer deny it. One of the real indicators of the birther movement is you notice that no one now attacks us. No, I mean, we used to have the cartoons written about us in the Denver Post and Rocky Mountain News and the racist birther stuff, and we were accused of everything from Jason Saltzman, that little weenie, and Mike Litwin and all these people, and they've either lost their jobs or they don't talk about it anymore. There is a reckoning coming. History talks about something called a reckoning. And Andy, there will be a reckoning, I swear it, I believe it.
I'm waiting for it.
I hang up and I'm going to play this for you because
okay,
all right, hang on. This is you can have this, our website, 710knus.com. And again, with Mr. C, Mark Crowley, and Casey and I, this was given to me by one of the sources on Friday. And the fellows worked on it. I want you to hear it. I want you to watch it, but listen carefully to Tinkled on His Leg, Chris Matthews. A lot of compare and contrasts. We had the Arpaio video, and I do want you to catch full value of that. As you know, Sheriff Joe Arpaio, we've talked about the quest that I personally been on for a decade to who is Barack Obama, and I have no answers. I really don't. When asked this question, Saturday night I was being asked the same thing in a group of people that I respect, and I say, guys, I don't have an answer. Well, you should. Well, no, I don't. I have tons of questions, and they go into blind alleys and dead-end streets, but there isn't some. I can believe an answer. I can tell you what I assume, what the information I think leads to, CSI Peter Boyles, but I don't know. So this came across, and it's from Sheriff Joe, and what's important, it's up on our website. You can certainly, watching it is obviously much better than hearing it, but the great screaming racist, the great screaming Obama supporter, Chris Matthews, who everyone is a racist, and anyone who asks questions is a racist when it comes to his guy, Barack Obama. But we take you back into the time machine. And as you know, Barack Obama had a literary agent who for 16 years, according to the bio, said, oh, yeah, he's an Indonesian. Or sometimes he was a Kenyan. But he was never a U.S. kid. Sometimes he's a Kenyan. Sometimes and it was this adaptability, this chameleon-esque ability of Barack Obama and the people who surrounded him to take care of him. So this is a conglomerate, and actually it's great. And I want you to see this. It's up on our website, 710knus.com. Great work by Mark Crowley. Great work. But let's just open with this part of it, if you will. So 710knus.com, and listen for this. When Chris Matthews says he was born in Indonesia.
President Obama's birth certificate as released by the White House in April of 2011 on the official White House website, as we suspect it is a fraudulent document.
I've been puzzled at the degree to which this thing just kept on going.
This continuing investigation has uncovered new information that deepens our concern that the birth certificate document is a forgery.
After an official law enforcement investigation spanning over 2 years, the crimes of the greatest fraud in the history of the world are about to be revealed.
These are facts that we are talking about. It's an official investigation.
In 2007, MSNBC's Chris Matthews reported Obama was born in Indonesia and has an Islamic background. Then, along with the rest of the media, Matthews began mocking those seeking the truth about Obama's life narrative as birthers, including Sheriff Arpaio and his investigation.
The cold case posse has worked hard, long hours, even though they were stonewalled at every turn by officials in Hawaii and U.S. government agencies.
Governor Abercrombie is inconsistent in his statements.
And it goes on from there.
It
is a remarkable video. Of course, this is the beginning of Joe Arpaio, but listen to this part where Chris Matthews, that gas bag, let's play hardball, Chris Matthews, who now calls everybody filthy names if they dare ask about the life and times of Barack Obama. This takes us back in time when Chris Matthews says he was born in Indonesia. Listen carefully. We'll do a break and come back and take everyone's calls.
President Obama's birth certificate as released by the White House in April of 2011 on the official White House website, as we suspect it is a fraudulent document.
I've been puzzled at the degree to which this thing just kept on going.
This continuing investigation has uncovered new information that deepens our concern that the birth certificate document is a forgery.
After an official law enforcement investigation spanning over 2 years, the crimes of the greatest fraud in the history of the world are about to be revealed.
These are facts that we are talking about. It's an official investigation.
In 2007, MSNBC's Chris Matthews reported Obama was born in Indonesia and has an Islamic background. Then, along with the rest of the media, Matthews began mocking those seeking the truth about Obama's life narrative as birthers, including Sheriff Arpaio and his investigation.
The cold case posse has worked hard, long hours, even though they were stonewalled at every turn by officials in Hawaii and U.S. government agencies.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.